Chris Scott here for CSX Sports in association with Boxing. How's it going, lads?
All good, Chris. All good.
Today we signed Kurt Walker, Conlan Boxing. Tell us more about it and what attracted you to Kurt.
Yeah, listen, we decided when we started to look at fighters, we were going to say when we started Conlan Boxing, Kurt Walker was top of the list, an Olympian, one of the best amateurs in the national team over the last 4 years, consistently performing, winning major medals. Very unlucky not to be an Olympic medalist, and in my opinion, the best male fighter of that kind of Olympic cycle. So yeah, I think he's a fantastic signing, one of Ireland's top prospects already, and he hasn't even had a fight.
Jamie, it's the first time I've caught up with you since the summer at Fela. How would you assess Fela itself and even at the weekend there in the Ulster Hall?
I think Fela was a great success. I really do think we have combined boxing and Fela together in the festival atmosphere, and it's really it's now ingrained in the Fela. It's a joy to work with them. Everyone within the Fela is fantastic. They're very helpful with us. They, when we came in, we were very green in terms of putting on boxing shows, doing shows outdoor, and their patience with us and working together was a great help. And putting it on during the pandemic, with all the restrictions, with all the problems, with all the doors closing left, right and centre, and the issues that we were raising, we constantly overcame hurdles, and I think it was a great success. It was brilliant that we were able to put it on Friday night. Then we continued on from that, another sellout in the Ulster Hall. Fights, one thing I say in terms of promoting in boxing, you start with the fights. If the fights are and the fighters are what you believe they will be, everything else kind of will take care of itself, and you can build off that. Last Friday, I do believe Lewis Crocker can go one of the big things. Paddy McCrory, one of the biggest punchers as well in Ireland, just continues to improve every time, and various way of talent coming through. We're building up, and we're just lucky to get to work with all these fighters. We're not saying with any of them, we're not managing any of them, we're not looking after them, but we're able to work, and we're open to work with everyone and anyone.
We're talking about a lot of restrictions there basically over the summer with Fela itself. Still some sitting about now with the Ulster Hall, but overcoming those, do you think you can actually push on? You have had 2 sold out events. Could you get a bigger arena put in for Fela for 2022?
I think Michael is world champion in March. We bring a world title to the Falls Park in August, no doubt about it. If we build it, they will come. It's something that we're all focused on, is getting this bigger and better. I think every year with the Fela, we're trying to reach a new level. No one is really resting on their laurels, and it's one thing the Fela have done throughout the years, is always try to improve, and now that we're part of it from a boxing point of view, we'll be trying to improve also.
Jimmy, you touched on you're not looking after fighters, and you just want them out. You want to help them. Because I've seen Kurt today. Is that a statement to make your stable bigger? Is that just within Belfast or internationally?
No, we're going to have a small stable of fighters that we believe in and we can build in. We don't want to overrun ourselves with managing too many fighters, but I think Kurt is a statement of our intent on what we're looking to sign. We're looking to sign world-class operators, and we believe Kurt has been a world-class operator for numerous years now as an amateur, and that he will become a world-class operator as a pro. But he is what we're looking for and what we're trying to do. We want to keep kind of a boutique management company, very, very tight-knitted, so we can have a personal hands-on touch with every single fighter we're with. Every fighter feels that we're there and with them. If we spread ourselves too thin, that becomes very hard to do. But in terms of putting shows, we're working with every manager, I think, in the company or in the country that is willing to work with us and wants to work with us, and we'll help the fighters and put it on, because we believe in putting on the best fights from a promotional point of view.
Well, it's good to have the both of you here, just for what I'm going to bring up. I spoke to Michael the other day about what's it like working with your brother, and he says working with your brother is like working with your brother. Throw the same question to yourself. How's it like working with Michael?
It's like working with your sister. No, it's listen, in terms of fighter, from a management fighter perspective,
overall,
he is a dream. He's a bit of diva, but he's a dream. In terms of from on the same wavelength, he's a great help. He has a different set of eyes, and to me, he has a lot of excitement and enthusiasm from a management perspective. He sees things. He's pretty aggressive in his approach and what way he wants things done. It makes a good, a yin and yang factor that we come together on. So it's very good to work with him, and he's been a great help with everything going on. He's very smart in terms of how he wants things done. He's very he knows what he wants basically. So when we're doing things, when we're signing fighters, I'll bring up different ideas and make us very quick to put things into perspective and say yes and no to things.
You mentioned he is a bit of a diva then. Is there any time you've ever wanted to take him in the ring and beat the trick out of him?
No, because it's impossible to do. I take him in the ring and get the trick out of myself, so it'll just backfire on me.
Well, you had another good friend of yours today down, Paddy Barnes. Paddy's going to have a rematch for Steve O'Timothy. More than likely that's going to possibly be in Dublin. Conor McGregor has now signed on to that event. How about the two of you come on board and do a charity wheelchair boxing event against each other?
Well,
and we'll settle dues all over the years.
I'd like to rectify it. Paddy Barnes is not my friend. No, listen, I don't know. He'll be in deep preparation in December, most likely in London.
12 weeks out.
It'll be 12 weeks out, so he most likely will be out
something to look forward to maybe next summer.
Next summer,
yeah,
very good. It'll be decent.
In the trilogy fight with Paddy and Steve-O.
Yeah.
When Paddy finally wins a fight.
Can't be put down by a body shot because he's sitting down.
That's probably one upside from it all. But everyone will be the same, hate him as well, so that's another one.
So we're coming to the close of 2021, leading into 2022. What is your projections for the company and for next year for likes of Kurt and for Michael himself?
From a management perspective, building our roster, getting their feet on the ground. We're still learning on the job. We're still adapting each time. We jumped in with 2 feet to do the failure. We got a rude awakening of how crazy it was and how hard it was, and then we coped there with this. But getting fighters active and maybe 1 or 2 more announcements before Christmas on signings, and then Michael will hopefully have an announcement in the next 10 days with his world title fight.
That's great, lads. Jimmy, Michael, pleasure as always, and thanks for talking CSX Sports.
Cheers.